Ladies and gentlemen, will you please be upstanding?
On behalf of the Senatus Academicus, I welcome you all. Please be seated. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to our graduates and their loved ones joining us in the magnificent setting of McEwen Hall at the University of Edinburgh. I apologize for the weather outside. That could not be organized. This is Edinburgh. You're accustomed to it, many of you. This is a very special day. You've made it to graduation day, a day some of you may have thought would never come, yet here it is, and here we are. And so, without further ado, I invite the graduation choir, conducted by Callum Robertson, to start the proceedings with, appropriately, Up in the Morning Early.
Good blows the wind frae east to west, the drift is driving steady. Say loud and shrill, I hear the blast, I'm sure it's winter fairly. Up in the morning snow for me, up in the morning early, when all the hills are covered with snow. I'm sure it's winter fairly. The birds sing cheerfully in the dawn, a day they dream us fairly. The lambs and maids pray into morn, I'm sure it's winter fairly. Up in the morning snow for me, up in the morning early, when all the hills are covered with snow. I'm sure it's winter fairly, I'm sure it's winter fairly.
I'd like to thank the choir and Callum Robertson. By the authority vested in me, I shall now admit to their various degrees and diplomas those whose names are set out in the graduation program. I call upon Professor David Gray, head of the School of Biological Sciences.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of the Senatus Academicus, I have the honour to present for the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Biological Sciences in Immunology, Hannah Waskett. And for the degree of Master of Science, Animal Breeding and Genetics, Shireen Uliaji. And in Biochemistry, Louise Marie Craigie. Fei Fang. And Richard George. Ali Hajeya. Michaela Komparova. Xian Tian. And for Biodiversity and Taxonomy of Plants, Piale Diaz. Yutong Zhang. And in Bioinformatics, Nadine Bestard-Kusha. Bella Frone. Sarah Hatam. Li Yun Huo. Jai Ji. Xin Lui. Eleni Papacristoforou. Miquel Serna Pascual. Ellen Smith. Andrei Solovyev. Mark Stewart. Jun Wang. Dominique May West. Yexin Jiang. Bin Chao. And for biotechnology, Shamsa Al-Mamari. Aralia Arnott. Abid Bernal Palacios. Filipos Condilios. Victor Nicolaus. Neil Phillip. Yu Wei Chang. Feng Wen Chiu. Zeynep Selçuk. Shanshan Wang. And Nathan Wu.
I call upon Professor Justin Goodrich, Professor in Developmental Biology, to present a candidate for an honorary degree.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of the Senatus Academicus, I have the honour to present for the honorary degree of Doctor of Science, Professor Dame Caroline Dean. Many of you here today will be familiar with the ardours of the long Scottish winter and how the relief of the ensuing warmth of spring results in the flowering of plants such as crocus and snowdrops and the bursting of bud in trees to give new green shoots. Perhaps not all of you will know that in many cases this flowering or bud break will not happen unless the plants have first experienced a long period of cold. The cold is just as necessary as the warmth. Caroline Dean herself first became aware of this when she was working for a biotech company in California, and she bought some tulip bulbs so that she could brighten up her flat with some flowers. In that benighted land, whose feeble winters lack the noble and rejuvenating briskness of our Scottish winters, she learnt that the tulip bulbs would not produce flowers unless first put in a fridge for 6 weeks. This stimulation of flowering by cold is called vernalization, and it is of major economic and agricultural importance, as many of our crops require vernalization in order to flower. Caroline was inspired by this, and she returned to the UK in 1988 to set up her own lab at the John Innes Centre in Norwich to try to understand how it is that many plants can remember whether or not they have experienced a winter, and if so, allow flowering to occur later at a favourable time of year. Her group has uncovered the molecular basis for this memory of winter. It turns out to involve a chemical modification to the histone proteins that package DNA into the nucleus of plant or animal cells. And the process turns out to be fundamental to gene regulation in most organisms. Caroline and her research team have made a series of key discoveries in the field now termed epigenetics. Her work spans molecular biology, mathematical modeling, ecology, and cell biology. Amongst her many seminal contributions, she and her group have shown how it is that a digital system of switching genes on or off can give rise to a complex analog memory of the precise length of winter. They have found out how the memory of winter is erased between generations so that the progeny of vernalized plants need vernalizing afresh. As well as leading an outstanding research program, Caroline has also been hugely important in mentoring and promoting the careers of many other scientists. When she returned to the UK in 1988, Caroline became the leader and the coordinator for a new UK research initiative, which involved developing a small weed in the mustard family, known to its aficionados as Arabidopsis thaliana, as a model organism to address fundamental questions in plant biology. She helped set up a stock centre to distribute resources. This initiative was hugely successful and has led to many breakthroughs that have proved to be applicable to all plants and not just Arabidopsis. She's been the Deputy Director of the John Innes Centre for 11 years. She's been a mentor for many early career female scientists at the John Innes Centre and elsewhere, providing excellent advice and also a terrific sense of optimism and confidence. Jump and then think is one of her pieces of advice. Amongst her many awards, she has received the Feb's Embo Women in Science Award in 2015 and the L'Oréal UNESCO Women in Science European Laureate in 2018 for her role in promoting women in science. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I invite you to confer the honorary degree of Doctor of Science upon Professor Dame Caroline Dean in recognition of her fundamental contribution to plant science and promotion of women's careers in science.
By the authority vested in me, I admit you to the degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, graduates and guests, it's a real privilege to accept this honorary degree. I first came and visited this university just after I graduated, and I came to learn a series of molecular biology techniques that really inspired a passion in me for understanding mechanistic detail of biological systems. And it's really molded the rest of my life. I went on and did a PhD, and then, as you heard from Professor Goodrich, went to California to be a postdoctoral fellow. And it was while I was in California I discovered the tulips, the famous story of me going into a store, buying tulips, and the man saying to me, put them in the fridge for 6 weeks. And it was one of those strange, why on earth would I want to put bulbs in the fridge for 6 weeks? That made me go away and read about this process of vernalization. So when I had the opportunity to come back to the UK and set up a lab, I thought, yes, that's what I'll look at. I'll try and understand how plants are understanding they've had the whole of winter and wait to flower until spring arrives. So that's taken me on this exciting journey into this system of Arabidopsis and epigenetics, into this cellular memory that is mechanistically so important for all forms of life. And I've had the privilege of running a research group with people from all over the world, interacting with them. It's like a large extended family now. It's a wonderful career. So as you graduate now and you go forward, I wish you the very best of luck in your careers. And I would encourage you to follow those convictions and follow your curiosity. And I wish you the very best of luck. Thank you.
I call again upon Professor David Gray, head of the School of Biological Sciences.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of the Senatus Academicus, I have the honour to present for the degree of Master of Science in Drug Discovery and Protein Biotechnology, Martin Lanigan. Sato Takeda. And in Drug Discovery and Translational Biology, Emilia Avgarinu. Kirsty Burgess. Josephine Lau. Xiao Chang Liu. Sarah Martin. Elena Maria Stamuli. Dongming Wang. Chu Wen Yao. And in evolutionary genetics, Ellen Ham. Anna Hewitt. Meta Tolavi. And in quantitative genetics and genome analysis, Megan Bratton. Francesca Nau Penella. Caitlin Newman. Arturi Ratava. In synthetic biology and biotechnology, Ping Chang. Wendy Chen. Ana Martinez Lopez. Cathal O'Reilly. Giannina Panay. Francisco Ivan Rodriguez Jobert. Vasilis Sakonitas. Tongji Wang. Ailey Wood. And in systems and synthetic biology, Ryan Arias Ruan. Uriel Barbosa Perez. Bethan Hiley. Angel Gautu. Sotos Modoris Gionis. Aaron Pack. Jonathan Smelly. Konstantinos Charidis. And for the award of postgraduate diploma in bioinformatics, Jacqueline Moura. Amira Wan Abdul Rahman. And for the degree of Master of Science by Research, Rowan Bancroft. Molly Carlier. Guy Aldrive. Sanjana Ravindran. Audrey Ryback. Catherine Sutherland. And for the degree of Master of Philosophy, Niamh Kelly. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, by the same name and by the same authority, I have the honour to present for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Christian Belton. Samuel Casasola Zamora. Yun Yu Chen. Matthew Dale. Emily Fowler. Kate Grant. Pasco Harvey. Paulina Kanigowska. Kat Keegan. Fiona McQuaid. Catherine Milne. Amy Pegg. And Andrea Rizzotto.
Now call upon Professor Andrew Miller, FRSE Chair of Systems Biology, to present a candidate for an honorary degree.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of the Senatus Academicus, I have the honour to present for the honorary degree of Doctor of Science, Professor Michael Morris Rosbash. Have you come far to be here this afternoon? Some of us haven't come far at all, and we arrive well-rested, as well as proud, excited, joyful. Among our international guests, many of you have indeed come far, and perhaps not all of you feel quite so well-rested. When we have jet lag, it's not caused by changing our location to Edinburgh, but of course, by changing time zones. Thanks to Professor Rosbash's research, we understand how our bodies measure time, how a handful of genes form a molecular clockwork within each cell. Like the source of a winding river, that biological clockwork is the source of your jet lag. This outstanding achievement was marked by the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, shared by Professor Rosbash, his collaborator Jeff Hall, and by Michael Young. Their prize followed a hit list of shining awards recognizing their discovery in fundamental biology, along with its many medical implications. So here, we're celebrating an international career of challenging and charming the biology to reveal its secrets, much as Professor Rosbash also charms and challenges his fellow researchers. After studies in Caltech, MIT, and in Paris, Professor Rosbash moved to Edinburgh in 1971 to join our pioneers in the new science of molecular biology. Michael studied the emerging roles of RNAs, the molecules that link gene activity with protein production. The laboratory that he later started at Brandeis University has been among the leaders studying RNA biology in yeast ever since. So RNA research was clearly a good choice, whereas biological clocks were a fringe area. The very notion that genes might control behavior was unpopular. Jeff Hall was then studying a gene named period, which indeed controlled behavior, rhythmic behavior, in the fruit fly. Might the molecular approaches that Michael brought from Edinburgh isolate or clone the period gene and then understand its protein? Jeff was asking Michael to leave the frontiers of RNA for mistimed fruit flies. He kept asking. He kept asking in the department and outside the department, and even in their shared basketball games, until eventually a teammate came up to ask them, whatever this gene cloning was, could Michael not just do it and then keep the peace? So Professor Rosbash indeed did it and persisted to show the particular mechanisms that build the clock, that then control rhythmic cell function and thus behavior in flies and all other animals. With his leadership, the whole field of clock research has come far. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I now invite you to confer on Professor Michael Morris Rosbash the honorary degree of Doctor of Science.
By the authority vested in me, I now admit you to the degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, graduates, and parents, I'm honored almost beyond words by this degree from a university and city that I cherish both personally, culturally, and professionally. I'm honored almost beyond words, and I say that because they have limited me to 250 words. I arrived in Edinburgh almost 50 years ago as a brash 27-year-old American and spent 3 years in the laboratory of John Bishop. John had been a postdoc in the United States and had embraced the deep pragmatism and work ethic characteristic of US science. The UK was more cerebral, and his fusion of both strategies made for excellent training. A companion notion emphasizes broad education before specialization. For those of you who like sport, like me, this is the triumph of the Roger Federer education over the Tiger Woods education. Another lesson learned is the importance of luck. Being born into a family where you had enough to eat and received an education should not be taken for granted. My accomplishments are substantially due to being in the right place at the right time, also a function of timing. And note that even being intelligent or persistent involves serious luck. It is due to good genes or good chemistry, which are mostly inherited, and in any case, certainly not learned. Earned, an important faux pas I just made. I won my accomplishments at the roulette wheel of life. Such a realization should inspire modesty on the part of the winners, as well as empathy for those who are less fortunate. Lastly, a focus on prizes or accomplishments gets things backwards. As they are unpredictable, you should focus on the means and not the ends. Try to find a calling, something you love to do, work hard, enjoy the journey, and then accept wherever the chips fall. Most importantly, don't blame yourself for major failures. Many of the most important things in this life are just not under our control, good or bad. Thank you very much.
I now call upon Professor Jane Hilston, Head of the School of Informatics.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of the Senatus Academicus, I have the honour to present for the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Cognitive Science, Yasmin Mahal. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Donal O'Shea. Kirill Rychansky. Declan Routledge. Hristiyan Yakupov. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, in the same name and by the same authority, I have the honour to present for the degree of Master of Science in Artificial Intelligence, Rudiana Adhulrami. Chantal Amrine. Ari Anastasiou. Andre Apostoliou. Matthew Aquilina. Martin Batruciska. Adam Burke. Abdul Karim Bakurus. Bennett Breyer. Jiechen Shai. Yanshin Sao. Tom Cartwright. Ho Chun Chang. Joe Chun. Haydn Chong. Zhuwei Chu. Chuda Chiuchia. Clarissa Cremona. Mateusz Kretinsky. Shuwan Dai. Yu Dai. Anastasia Danilocina. Ayush Das. Adam Dipal. Atava Deshmukh. Linchi Fan. Strati Fotiades. Hang Gao. Melvin Gelbard. Emmanuel Giannakakis. Oliver Goldstein. Dominic Grubarczyk. Anna Greer. Pengju Guo. Monica Gurham. Thomas Heap. Martin Philip Ursch. David Ivora Picaries. Shinju Jin. Heejun Kim. Huzaifa Ibrahim Kotari. Matthias Cooper. Steiner Larnen. Fung Lee. Iris Lee. Yangnin Lee. Yuming Liu. Kim Mogain Loze. Katie Liu. Duxian Liu. Bo Lund. Matteo Maggiolo. Edward Martin. Sammy Martin. Luca MacArthur. Nick McKenna. Daniel Miskell. Rick Mulder. Jamie Norris. Sam O'Connor Russell. Hector Otero Madiero. Leon Overville. Emmanuel Paez Lopez. Sunny Panchal. James Parr Berman. Joe Pemberton. Raphael Piccini. Adam Price. Maria Pissarra. Chris Peirce. Ajta Memskar. Denlong Ren. Fabian Ritter Gutierrez. Chi Hao Sang. Marko Smilewski. David Stromback. Alberto Topini. Ziru Ray Tu. Giovanni Visona. Djugas Svinauskas. Shuwei Wang. Claire Watson. Woon Ing Wu. Huan Lin Xie. Yue Kwon Jiao. Woon Jie In. Irene Zung. Zhanhang Zung. Huazhang Zhang. Zhuhan Zhao. And for the degree of Master of Science in Cognitive Science, Stephen Christian. Jean de Baudena. Andreas Kepeiras Ross. Avnish Kumar. Elena Mihalidou. Mattia Massano. Crocetta Fadnis. Anna Scrimger. Chiara Semenzin. And for the degree of Master of Science in Computer Science, Rosie Al-Shushan. Aziza Athagathi. Gabriel Badilla. Claudia Falsetti. Murillo Giacometti Rocca. Oh, sorry. Robert Flood. Dimitra Yangidi. Pavlos Gogousis. Rory Hughes. Natasha Ivanis. Waitat Lee. Ben Levin. Liam Hurston. Arthurs Pettersons. Paulus Potsus. Dre Chien. Alfredo Ricci Vasquez. Michael Rizkala. Jessica Roquel. Tanya Sanatani. Ruang Soon. Shuayang Soon. A.G. Tekdemir. Yang Yang. Hao Hong Ye. Futung Yu. Andrea Zaninello. Rainan Jiang.
The graduation choir, conducted by Callum Robinson, will now perform The Isle of Mull and Willie's Gin to Melville Castle.
Williams came to Melville Castle, boots and spurs and all, to bid the ladies off their will before he gave the ball. Williams young and blithe and born in good Maine and all. Oh, what will all the lassies do when Willie gaze a ball? The first he met was Lady Kate, she led him through the hall, and Willie, a sad and sorry, had she let the tears fall. Beside the first Lady Grace, and ne'er a word of awe. She thought that she was sure of him before he gave her law. Then Ben, the Huskin lady, better good troth, you need not crawl. Maybe the lad will fancy me and disappoint you all. To the certain Lady Jean that flew among them all. Oh, lads who trust in Providence and you get hospital. When on his horse he rode o'er, they gathered round the door. He gaily waved his bonnet blue, they set up secret row. The crowds at his Fort Willie back, he kissed the men and all. Oh, lads, he's tried till I come hame. And then I'll bid ye all.
Once more, I'd like to thank the graduation choir and Callum Robertson for their marvelous music. And I call again upon Professor Jane Hilston, head of the School of Informatics.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of the Senatus Academicus, I have the honour to present for the degree of Master of Science in Data Science, Shrestha Agrawal. Ed Antonian. Karine Kandel. Ikan Chun. Cecilia Cobos Santos. Philip Cumner. Jordi Estev Sorobas. Georgios Joniotakis. Li Ting Gui. Sean Go. Luke Hare. Mian Huang. Chi Ching Jian. Gaurav Kumar. Xiang Li. Shuqi Li. Jiaju Liu. Ian Mackey. Ming Xuan Mei. Binwo Niu. Pavel Pomorsky. Vardhan Sharma. Jack Smith. Danaphan Xuanwong. Simon Thorogood. Puvakorn Trepipanyaku. Daisy Wang. Xin Huang. Supei Huang. Dan Wetton. Maciej Vaslov. Chung-Yu Wu. Xiao Xie. Kai-Young Yu. Yi-Chang Yang. And in the same name and by the same authority, I have the honor to present for the degree of Master of Science in Design Informatics, Hui Lin Chung. Shujie Du. Xinju Du. Junfei Zhao. Yixin Yu. Nicole Meng. Sarah Schottler. Qinru Ju. And in high performance computing, Ruwaida Al-Balushi. Julita Inka Shurok. Holly Judge. Alexandros Karouvalakis. Jasmine Monke. Jim Walker. Yue Zhao. And in high performance computing with data science, Hassan Al-Mahoun. Mark Clazonen. Si-Hung Liu. Tin Ho Liu. Paolo Mangio. Mario Martinez Requena. Angel Milan Campos. Nikolaos Xenakis. Lu Yang. Hua Zhang. Wei Zhen Zhang. And in informatics, Alia Al-Harbi. Tom Bain. Nevena Blaglova. Stanisova Borisova. Yu Chun. Yu Wen Dung. Stefan Grunefeld. Timos Korres. Abby Lamet. Neil McBlain. Shane Murray. Teresa Salazar. Lucas Schaefer. Hao Wang. Juanshen Wang. Chuyang Wu. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, in the same name and by the same authority, I have the honour to present for the award of Postgraduate Diploma in Computer Science, Gaetano Trovato. And in the same name and by the same authority, for the degree of Master of Science by Research, André Baudal. Trico Dinev. Linus Eriksson. Sigrid Helland. Muyang Liu. Aidan Monane. Julianne Meany. Georgios Papadoudakis. Eleanor Platt. Katarzyna Prush. Patricia Rubish. Marcus Snyder. William Toner. Eleftherios Triantafyllides. Phivos Chibouras. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of the Senatus Academicus, I have the honour to present for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Hadi Dineshvar Vaishnagan, sorry. Hui Li Fu. Gavin Gray. Sam Heron. Craig Innes. Liaching Yan. Danai Kore. Michalis Michalidis. Paul Jews Michele. San Pu. John Tor.
Members of Court, members of the Senatus Academicus, members of the General Council, graduates, guests, and colleagues, this speech will conclude the graduation ceremony. Our graduations bring together people from more than 160 different countries, and we particularly welcome those friends and family who come from other countries to be with us today. Graduation ceremonies have very special meanings for each individual graduate and for the family, supporters, and friends. There's a time when our thoughts inevitably turn to those who are special to us, who for various reasons are not able to be present at this joyful ceremony. Graduates and colleagues, please join me in applauding the supporters who for various reasons are unable to be here in person today, and also those happily present. So universities give graduates lots of things, but one of the biggest things I think a university gives to a graduate is choice. And today we're graduating students who choose to become deeply immersed in biology and informatics. Each of these disciplines in its own way is becoming a bigger part of our lives, not just the scientists in the room, but all of us. If you're a biologist, you might choose to find ways of tackling problems that other species create for us, for example, the spread of infectious diseases. We've recently added new PhD programs to our hosts, pathogens, and global health program, which is uniquely interdisciplinary and broad in its view from the small-scale molecular level through to evolution and epidemiology. Or you might help organisms to adapt, giving us new routes to managing our interactions with nature. Our Centre for Synthetic and Systems Biology, which is also unique in the world, takes this sort of very advanced technology and brings in new scientists at all levels. I'm particularly proud that it engages in the Foundation Apprenticeship Scheme to bring young people into our labs for vocational training in the skills that they might need to work in this huge new area of industrial growth. Or you might want to tackle the relentless problems of industrial waste and environmental contamination. We're growing new interdisciplinary research initiatives to underpin the so-called circular economy and avoid waste by recycling. Our contribution to this is to invent the new biology, chemistry, and engineering that makes this possible, and the climate change clock is ticking on that endeavour. Or if you're an informatician, you might use your talents to understand biology. In our biorobotics laboratory, we're building new computational models of animal behaviors, such as insect navigation, where informatics theory gives biological insight. And the other way around, we're a UK hub for autonomous robotics, where we try to give robots the astounding levels of adaptivity that we see in human and other natural systems. For some of these new robots, we have grand ambitions, putting a humanoid robot onto Mars. For others, the ambitions are more mundane, trimming plants and shrubs sensitively. But for all of these, the challenges in artificial intelligence are huge. Sometimes the smaller things, they are more huge than the larger. Or maybe you want to invent the foundation of new forms of computing and work on quantum computation, where we hope one day to be able to solve problems that our current theories say can't compute. In July, we hosted the UK's first quantum hackathon, giving students and early career researchers the opportunity to experience writing programs for a quantum computer. What you've learned here enables you to choose many different possible futures for yourselves and for others, and I trust that you will all choose wisely. But none of this could have happened without the outstanding and dedicated academic and support staff who are represented on the platform behind me and all around this hall. You have all aspired to cajole and support our graduates and bring them through. But our university is much more than its academic disciplines. Thank you to EUSA, our Students' Association, for all that you have done to improve the quality of student experience. Thank you to the University Court and General Counsel, who worked tirelessly in the background to make the university a better place for students and staff. Thank you indeed to all those who give so generously of their time and expertise to support this fine university and its community. Please all join me to applaud our academic disciplines and their supporters. The The university is deeply proud of the graduates in this hall today. Graduates, did you achieve this great success unaided? No. Were you helped with advice, money, or the loan of objects or other similar things? Yes, probably. So, graduates, please stand. Now turn 180 degrees clockwise. Let's see how this works. Yeah, that nearly worked. And applaud your supporters again. Now rotate back 180 degrees, any way you want. Let's see how that goes. Graduates, everyone here wishes you the very best today and in the future. You're now members of a truly extraordinary institution, the University of Edinburgh. We're founded in 1583, and we've enjoyed a distinctive history, researching the major challenges of the time and serving as a seat of learning, earning our place as one of the top institutions in the world. Remember your time at the University of Edinburgh with pride and affection. Do well in the world, and always think of this as your intellectual home. I want to wish each and every graduate success and happiness for the future, and I ask my colleagues and supporters to join with me in applauding this wonderful collection of students in front of us in this magnificent hall. On behalf of the Senatus Academicus, I now conclude this graduation ceremony. Please stand.